Mind-Body Connection podcast.
The body and mind.
With your host, Dr. Phil Parker.
So welcome everybody. As we begin the process of just wherever you are in the world, getting yourself into a state. So where we are now, it's kind of the end of the day. But I know people listening all across the world, from New Zealand, America. So wherever you are, take some time right now to get yourself into a state that is most useful for you at this time of the day. And we're going to begin, as we always do, by just doing a little bit of mindfulness, being aware of our breathing, and then we're going to go on a lovely, relaxing, deeply calm journey into becoming incredibly calm. So what I'd like you to do, first of all, is just become aware of where you are, what's going on around you, silences and stillnesses, the noises and distractions, whatever's going on, just be aware of it to start with, and then pay attention to your breath, your breathing. Notice where your breathing is in your body, where your lungs, ribs, tummy are moving, or where they're not. Notice the speed of your breathing to start with. This is just kind of tuning into being here and now. We're not judging it in any way, we're just noticing what is. Notice the surfaces that you're connecting with. It could be you're sitting, standing, lying. Just notice what you feel, temperature of the air around you. As you just tune into yourself. And then, having done that, giving yourselves a few minutes, I'd like you to begin by just thanking yourself for showing up today. Lots of other things you could be doing, but you've decided to take this time. I can see quite a few people on Facebook and a growing number of people on Clubhouse. So give yourself a bit of gratitude for the fact that you have shown up for yourself today. And then just listen to the sound of my voice as we begin the process of becoming even more calm and deeply relaxed. And to do that, all I'd like you to do is to pay attention to my words, to the sound of my voice, and the spaces in between each word. Allowing yourself, as you do, to just imagine that you're about to wander gently down a very entrancing and beautiful staircase. When you see the staircase, there's 10 beautiful steps. So when you're ready, we're going to just gently wander down, pausing on each step, taking a breath as I count down from 10, stepping off the 10th step and into the 9th, and just pausing for a minute, breathing before inevitably stepping down to step number 8. And there, resting before, just stepping with each breath down to number 7. Pausing before reaching the 6th step. And down to the 5th, just breathing, noticing how your shoulders, your body, your muscles are just with each breath and each step, just letting go and relaxing a bit more. Down to step 4 and calmly and peacefully stepping down to step 3, And all the way down to step number 2. Ahead of you, you can see the final step and a passageway that leads away. You may be able to notice the doors on either side and how one particularly today draws your attention. Stepping down to the passageway in your own time. And as you wander through this passageway, you'll see that door that's caught your attention, because just on the other side is the most beautiful, wonderful, natural space. So when you're ready, as you reach the door, you may find the door opens in an intriguing, slightly fascinating and surprising way. But as you step through that door that's now open, you can gaze around, noticing what you can see, colours, noticing the aromas, how your feet feel on the ground. And as you wander in your own time and space through this deeply relaxing place now, as you breathe, with each breath, your whole body just becomes just a little bit more deeply calm and relaxed. And maybe just ahead you can begin to make out a signpost that points in a number of fascinating directions. I'd like to draw your attention to one of the directions that points to your sanctuary. Sanctuary is this very, very special, relaxing, comfortable, kind place that is designed exactly to meet your precise needs, so that just by being there, when you get there in a few moments, it will feel deeply comforting, deeply calming, and deeply welcoming. You can probably already imagine what it's going to look like. And you know what? You're right. So as you arrive, be entranced by the wonderful, peaceful, enveloping experience of just being here now, relaxing even further with each breath in. Knowing that as you do, your body unfurls and just drifts into an even more profoundly calming and deeply relaxing space. And as you enjoy wandering through this place, discovering everything that it has for you, aspects that you expected, of course, and other intriguing parts that your imagination has provided for your deep relaxation. Now, as you explore, feeling your whole body just letting go, noticing as you place one foot after the other, how it feels to have your toes and heel now, one after the other. And whilst you're enjoying this place and feelings, I'd like to tell you a story which you can pay as little or as much attention to as you drift even deeper. I often like to wander myself through nature, and I particularly remember one amazing journey with some great friends of mine through a range of hills called the Pennines in the north of England. We'd walked and talked, gazed at the scenery, enjoyed each other's company and silence and the vastness of the sky. And when we finally finished for the day, you know how sometimes it's not the meal that you ate, but the experience of having that ending to the day that makes it so special. And we talked long into the night, gazing upwards, the bright pinpricks of light of the stars against the dark purple sky, making out the shape of the hills and the spaces in between. And one of my friends told a story about how they'd spent a beautiful week walking along the banks of the great river Severn that divides England from Wales. And that particular morning, they'd risen at about 6 o'clock, at the same time as the sun lit the sky with a beautiful, warm, yellow feeling. It was one of those fine mornings. The day is full of expectation and promise. And as they walked forth, it felt to them that everything was as it should be. A deep deep sense of peace and freedom flowed through them, the valley, and the water that flowed all the way to the sea. And as they describe this deep sense of wonder, something in the story captured my imagination, and I could feel my soul soaring and expanding. You know, sometimes you get that feeling of being absolutely connected and at one. You know how this feels, because just by thinking of it, we naturally connect. And so, as you take the time now, learning what it is that finally you do need, discovering some deeply important and essential resources that you just tucked down the back of your mental sofa, ready to be found today. Breathing in this feeling deeply into every single cell in your body. Coursing through your vessels, nourishing your immune system, healing every single part of you, knowing that as you deeply and deeply relax, your parasympathetic nervous system, the part of you that nourishes and nurtures and heals, takes advantage of this space and time to do what it does best, just naturally and easily. So that now, learning and rediscovering what you need to, just like the way that birds know how to fly south in the winter. The squirrel remembers where it buried its food. The tree knows when it's spring. You too reconnecting, resetting, rebalancing. As you bring yourself back, gently knowing you can return any time you want to. Back to the signpost, wandering gently and calmly through the doorway, along the passage, up the stairs in your own time. Step 1, 2, 3 and 4. Halfway up and back, but bringing with you something special, something important that's really essential for you to reconnect with now as you come all the way up. 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, and back to this room. Noticing the air around you, the surface that you're on, the lighting, sounds and stillness, the sound of my voice as you return back to now, but with a renewed sense of something really important to connect with. And so, as we do at the end, whilst people return, just give yourself a bit of time and thank yourself for spending the time being here for yourself.
The Mind-Body Connection podcast
The body and mind.
with your host, Dr. Phil Parker.